Hi, Phil Schoenberg, Fastpitch Power. Today we're going to be finishing the series in the micro-mechanics of movement pitches. We've already done screwball, curveball, and drop. Today we're going to do that all-important killer rise ball. We talked about that in a previous post on a macro scale, the entire mechanics of the pitch. And today we're going to focus in on, like we did with the drop ball and the screwball and the curveball, what it is that your arm, wrist, hand, fingers are doing from the release of the ball to the finish of the release of the ball. So I'm going to first start by showing you what grip I like to throw the rise ball. Then we're going to talk about the position that your body is going to be in. Now I like to have contact with the seams. So as you can see here, I'm holding the ball with the two close-in seams, and my two middle fingers are going to be across those seams. So I want to make sure that I have a good feel of those seams. My thumb is underneath, so I have good friction, and I have a good basis for delivering the ball with lots of spin. Some like to hold this pitch with their fingers closer up to the horseshoe so that they're getting more of a four-seam spin than a two-seam spin, but I found that each one works pretty much the same. You're trying to accomplish a situation where the air pressure under the ball is greater than on top of the ball, and the spin of that ball will make that happen. So you want to get maximum spin, you want to have really good feel of the seams when you deliver this pitch in order to have maximum command and maximum movement. So with my fingers, two middle fingers here, I'm using my index finger to sort of lock the ball in so that I don't have it sliding off the back of my hand, and my thumb is supporting the ball on top with my other four fingers underneath the ball for as long a period as time when I deliver this ball so that I can create that kind of spin. Now we talked in the previous post on my other movement pitches as to how important the fingers are in the delivery of these pitches. I'm just using my fingers here, 4, 3, 2, 1, in this fashion, and creating this much spin on the ball. When you practice this pitch, I'm going to back up a little bit. When you practice this pitch and you get into position to deliver the ball, and you get into rise ball position, and you work on that spin, if you're spinning it correctly, when the ball hits the ground, it should take off directly behind you. That's called 6 to 12 o'clock spin. You want to get as much spin as you possibly can. It's a difficult pitch to master. Now we want to set up our body to throw this pitch correctly. My fastball, I'm going to stride off the pitching rubber. My glove is going to be pointing at my target shoulder height. My stride is going to be aggressive and long as possible without my posture and mechanics breaking down. I'm going to deliver the ball to the front side and drive through. On my rise ball, I want my glove hand to be slightly higher than it is on my fastball. So I'm going to have my glove about forehead height. It puts my shoulders in a slightly upward position, and my stride is going to be slightly longer, which means my runway is going to be longer, and it's going to take me a little more distance to get to the front side. And right when I get that ball to the front side, I want to create that spin and finish my pitch out in front of me with a really good solid drive through and bounce back to get really good spin behind that ball. Your fingers for your rise ball are under the ball as long as possible. I want to keep my hand palm up, fingers under the ball, and right when I get to the front side, it's like turning a doorknob really, really fast. So here's what it would look like coming off the pitching rubber. I'll do it slowly. I load, longer stride, glove hand up. My hand comes to the back of the release zone, palm up, relaxed cup. This part of my finger and hand are what's going to come through first. Pinky leads, finger under the ball, fingers under the ball. I'm going to snap at the front, I'm going to finish and bounce back. You're going to create a lot of spin and that ball is going to go on a level plane, and it's going to appear to the batter that that ball is dropping less and or rising, so that when the batter puts their bat here, the ball will be above it. One of our followers asked a great question. She was having trouble with the movement pitches. She was following along with the macro and micro mechanics, and she was having trouble with those movement pitches. She said, "My hand is so small, I really can't get the feel." So here's what I recommend to all young pitchers who feel as though their hands are too small to get a good grip to throw these movement pitches. Practice with a ball that is the next size smaller than the ball you would utilize in a game situation. You're going to have to go back to the regular size ball in the game, but you want to develop solid mechanics, especially when you're spinning the ball from the very beginning. You want to feel it. You don't want to have to be just feeling like I have to grip the ball really tightly. I have to put my hand in the wrong position just to keep the ball from falling out. You want to make sure that you have good solid mechanics on your movement pitches, so use a smaller ball, then go back to the bigger ball. I hope this has been helpful. As always, we look forward to giving you the greatest information we can to make you the best pitcher you can be, and I will talk to you next week. Have a good day.